Today we're going to tell you what it's really like
living in Venice, Florida.
From a local.
Actually, two locals.
And we're getting started right now. So overall vibe of Venice, I would say, is relaxed, quiet, chill, beach town, quaint, nice, well kept, low crime, good schools.
Sold.
That's pretty much all you need to know. That's like the big things, I think. And I think the other thing to know is traffic compared to a lot of other cities is lighter.
Yeah.
It is getting busier during the winter months than it used to be, and especially like during March, like spring break season, it's pretty congested. I wouldn't say insane, but it's definitely heavier than it is in the summers.
The main question I always get asked is Venice safe? And yes, it is very safe. I do feel that it's a small town, so you do get that small town feel. And the crime rate here is very low. Not to say that things don't happen, obviously, like anywhere else in the world, it's bound to happen. But for the most part, I would say Venice is very safe. I've never felt unsafe being on my own around here, going to the downtown, walking around downtown, even going to the beach or doing anything really in Venice. It's a safe town.
There's definitely a sense of community, a friendliness to people in the area, lots of smile, hello, start small talk conversation. And part of that comes to the demographics. So that's another thing about what it's really like living here that you need to know. Is there's a lot of retirees here. There's now also a little bit more families moving to the area, but a lot of people move here for those reasons because of the low crime, the friendliness, the sense of community. And if you're moving to an area because of those things, odds are you're also that way, so it kind of stays that way, which is refreshing and awesome. But if you're one of those people that needs to be like more go, 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 and you don't like talking to a lot of people, you know, making small talk, then maybe Venice isn't a fit for you. But I'd say the majority of people, that sounds like a very ideal situation to be living in.
And even if you are that kind of person that's always go, 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 and you know, maybe you don't have time to be talking to people, it's still, I wouldn't count it out. Usually people are pretty good about knowing if you want to talk or not. So if you're one of those people that don't really like to talk or have small talk conversation with strangers, they'll kind of pick up on that. I mean, older people usually try to talk to you, but if you are go, 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 they might, you know, just say hi, how are you, and then you go on your day.
Another thing that comes up often, I think, is maybe making it not for everyone. I wouldn't say as a complaint or a bad thing, because it just depends on the person, would be that it has sort of that small town sleepy feel to it. You know, maybe some people say there's not a lot to do. Again, that's going to depend on the person. So yes, we are a little bit quieter, a little more small town feel. So again, that big city feel and lots of stuff to do isn't completely there. There is a lot more shopping and some more restaurants coming to the area, so that does bring a little bit more of that. And also, you know, you got new communities popping up, like, you know, Welland Park with their new downtown, so that gives you a little bit more stuff to do. You got North Venice, so that's going to give you a little more stuff to do as more businesses come in that area by the highway. So more is coming, but it's still, yeah, it's got a little bit of that sleepy, laid back vibe. And again, that's not for everyone. Maybe they need a little bit more of that big city feel, but I think for a lot of people, it is a good fit.
But yeah, also location-wise, if you want all the amenities of a big city or a bigger city, we have Sarasota, which is about 30 to 40 minutes of a drive depending on traffic. And you could get the best of both worlds by living in Venice, you know, the small town feel. And then if you want to drive 35 to 45 minutes to Sarasota, you got the amenities of a bigger city.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like there's times, so like we moved here from Orlando and we've been here almost 3 years now. And there's times where we're like, man, like sometimes I miss some of that big city Orlando thing, you know? And so usually what ends up happening is we'll go on like a 2-day vacation or a day trip, or we'll just, you know, go up to Sarasota for a little while, and it kind of scratches that itch. We come back and we're like, okay, I'm glad to be out of all of that, you know? So there's gonna be times where maybe you do feel like, okay, I need a little more to do. But a lot of times just making that quick day trip or a 2-day getaway, you know, to Orlando or Miami or Sarasota or Tampa is really quick. I mean, all those cities are within a 3-hour drive or much less for a lot of them. And you can get it out of your system and be back to normal and like enjoying what you came here for.
Yeah, and to give you some perspective, like we have taken more weekend trips since we've been in Venice ever. Like,
yeah,
not in when we lived in Wisconsin, not when we lived in Orlando. Like moving to Venice was kind of like refreshing because of that. We're from a small town, so if we wanted to go to a bigger city, we would have to drive about 45 minutes anyway. So to us, that's not a big deal, driving 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, in the winter it was there.
Yeah. No, I mean here.
Oh, yeah.
In Venice. So like we'll go to Sarasota, enjoy the big-ish city amenities, and then come back, or go to Orlando for a weekend, or anywhere really in the state. And it's kind of cool to just like, you just get to explore the state a little more.
Yeah, and when we were in Wisconsin too, it was like the cities we would go to, like Appleton or Oshkosh, like we would go there for like one thing, like a restaurant maybe, or the mall, or maybe two things. It was like, okay, we're gonna go do those two things and come back. Like, we're not gonna go like stay overnight at any of those places. It wasn't as appealing, you know, even like maybe kind of Madison or Milwaukee. But I feel like in Florida, there's just so many more cities where like, yeah, let's spend a night or two there and explore the area a little more, and it's just a little bit more exciting. So yeah, I think Venice kind of, you know, puts you in a good position to do a lot of that because of where we're located.
Also, one other thing to know is that we have a lot of different restaurants here. A lot of them are locally owned mom and pop type restaurants, which are delicious. Totally recommend checking them out if you're ever in the area. There are a few that we love: Italian restaurants, Thai restaurants,
Southern or like smoked barbecue type places. And yeah, there's a few more, not remembering off the top of my head. Oh, I like Pilar's Empanadas on Miami Avenue. I love that place.
Abby's is pretty good also on Miami. It's more like American. TJ Carney's, Venice Avenue. It's
Sharky's.
Delicious. Sharky's is amazing.
Brew Burgers.
Yeah. Food Plus Beer, which I think that's actually a chain.
That's a chain. That's a small chain. Daiquiri Deck is another small-ish chain from just more of the local area, you know, like Bradenton down here to here. I think Food and Beer started in Bradenton, and Sarasota started Daiquiri Deck. But yeah, there's a bunch of restaurants on the island and off the island that we love for that matter. So yeah, there's a lot of really good restaurants here. Again, being a smaller town, there's maybe not a ton of, you know, different types of options or cuisine. I mean, we do have Indian, Thai, you know, a few, and Plaza Mexico. Their Mexican food is amazing. Wow, good. But yeah,
Pueblo's really good too.
Yeah. So I mean, we do have you know, different stuff, but not as much of a variety.
Yeah.
But again, Sarasota is just up the road, and there's a lot more up there.
And we might have like one or two restaurants from, you know, a cuisine. Venice, I feel like, has a lot of Italian restaurants and pizza
and American. But yeah, I mean, overall, the food scene here is, while small and more mom and pop, that's kind of what makes it fun and cool. There's some really good places. And since it's, you know, a mom and pop place, it's like, well, I can't get that anywhere else. And so there's something appealing about that makes you want to go to those places to eat. And if you're not from here, live here potentially.
Call, text, or email us 941-221-1897. I am a local realtor here.
Whether you're looking to move today or in the next few months, we've got your back. We hear from people all the time, and we love it.
If you want to know about the cost of living in Venice, check out this video right here.
If you found the video helpful, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and
Live breezy.